As an entrepreneur, I've used social media a lot in expanding my personal as well as professional brand, and connecting to people, collaborators, partners, opportunities, knowing about opportunities. What I do when I connect with people, I don't think an immediate return. If a person is good, I feel that it's good to have that person in my network to connect. I connect, and I help without expecting anything in return. I consider it like planting a seed, and at some point, if the soil is good, that seed will bloom, like will grow. And so that's a major. That's one major tip. The other tip I would give is to be natural. So I don't use talking points, let's say, or I don't worry too much about how what I'm writing, or like how the brand is appearing. I just be myself, and can genuine and true, and that helps a lot. And social media also helps me. I'm a person who I'm not pushy, so social media helps me a lot in that sense. It lets people be up to date with what I'm doing, and that contributes to building the trust. So in my case, I produce through my social enterprise, I produce a TV show for newcomers. So whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm filming, I post, and over a period, people see, even if they miss some posts, but occasionally they would see some of the posts, and they would see the progress. They would see what I'm working on, and so later, down the road, when the right opportunity, the right moment comes, either they connect to do something together, or if I'm approaching them, at least the ground is established, so they already know. I don't need to sell them something or try to convince them, because they already know. It's just we connect and discuss the specifics, and it also helps break the ice with people. I've connected with so many people on social media where we've met after a year or after a year and a half, and after a while we realized that, oh, this is the first time we actually meet, because we've so connected and over social media and communicated, and even helped, referred people or resources or other things. Also, it helps, especially for newcomers to Canada. Also, social media helps in staying in touch with someone, because you can't, even if you have a good resource or reference, you can't email a person every 2 days so that they remember you. It would be too much, or they don't have the time. You might have the time, but they don't have the time to do that. Sometimes I just tag on someone on LinkedIn, for example, or on Twitter. If I find it relevant for them, I just tag them. So that way I stayed in touch, I helped them, and I hope that they will remember that down the road if I need help. And also social media has helped me in coming up or creating some kind of a network where it's like it's not a mentor, but there are people who I can reach out to if I need something in some case, and I know that person is an expert working on a specific type of project, maybe that I may not think of that I will be working on now, but maybe six months down the road, I get an opportunity close to that, and I have someone to ask, at least a starting point. They may not be the person to help me directly, but at least they would be a starting point. There's a lot of connections between my personal posts and my professional posts. So from the accounts of New Canadians. I don't do the New Canadians social posts myself anymore, but I can always connect between the two. For example, LinkedIn, my personal LinkedIn is, I use it to the benefit of my work or the project I'm working into, to make either an announcement or let people know or connect to opportunities. The Immigrant Business Network, it started in over a number of phases, but ideally, initially I started it when I took a small business course at the Toronto Public Library. So the course was over 8 weeks, 3 hours every week. And there was very short break for people to connect. We were about 22 people in the class. And the 15-minute break in the middle of the workshop was not enough to talk. I ended up talking with mostly the people on my left and right only. So when the workshop was over and the time came to implement what I learned, I felt that I'm alone and there's no one around me. I needed that kind of that casual, informal community where we meet at coffee shops or casually discuss certain things. I can reach out to if I'm doing certain if I'm doing things, let's say invoicing, maybe for a new type of project. How would I make my invoice? I've learned the basics or the fundamentals of invoicing, for example, but maybe this is a very kind of unique project, and I need to be sure that I haven't overpriced or underpriced or whatever. And I was familiar with the meetup format for other events, for WordPress, when I moved to Canada, and that was a very helpful experience for me. So I just replicated that experience, and with the help of the Toronto Public Library, started a meetup, and I called it Immigrant Business Cafe. And from there, it was well received, and it was helping people to connect and continue learning as well, because there's always changes in business, and you need to be aware of. So we had one business speaker, immigrant entrepreneur, sometimes panel discussion of immigrant entrepreneurs. And the most valuable thing in the meetups is that environment to connect to people, to opportunities, know what others are doing, maybe that you can collaborate. That's the most valuable, and all this is casually. And the meetup serves as the vehicle maybe to regularly meet, maybe once a month or every couple of months. And from the meetup, the bigger idea came of having a full day expo, which is an annual event. And similarly, and with bigger workshops, speakers, and small business clinic. And also now there's a community, and this community is connected through a newsletter as well, which we call it Immigrant Business Newsletter. So it all helps connect, because sometimes you have the skills and you have the knowledge and everything, but the right moment is not there, or the opportunity is not there. You need to be ready and to know, to let people know about the type of business you're doing, what can you do, what projects you're working on, so that sometime everything will align together, and you can be sure that you will be benefiting from that opportunity. And another tip outside of the Immigrant Business Expo or the network I would give is that it's always good to align or be socially mindful when, regardless of what type of work you're doing, there's always you can always find a social connection to it. In my case, it's I work with immigrants, mostly with not-for-profits, and all of them are immigrant serving organizations. So newcomer integration is important for me, both professionally and as well as personally, because of my experience. So So the work, if it's client work, it's helping newcomers have a better integration. If it's work that we're producing for the TV show, New Canadians, it helps newcomers. So the end result helps newcomer integration. But in the back end, the team is now in different capacities, is about 13, 12 of which are recent immigrants. So, and the 13 who's not, he's doing it for his parents because they didn't enjoy the resources that exist now. So the point I'm trying to make is that while doing business, but at the same time, I'm helping recent immigrants who have media or communications skills, either use this experience as a stepping stone for them to go to bigger opportunities, other opportunities, or if they end up working in a different sector, for example, I don't know, calling centers, or at least they would have a small opportunity to use their media and communication skills every month. So because I do that, I don't hide that fact. So I communicate it through my different posts whenever there is a chance, just to show that I'm not just doing business, but at the same time I'm trying to help people as well.